Hey dolls and friends, welcome back and thanks so much for spending part of your day with me. If you're new here, my name is Amber Michon and I do weekly DIYs, hauls, and other fun things. If you're not new, hey doll, hey. So in today's video, I have another round of Dollar Tree DIYs for you. They are your everyday farmhouse home decor. I absolutely love how they all turned out. And you guys, they are so easy to make. You guys are gonna love these items. And I love that I can keep them up year round in my home and just switch out seasonal decor around it. I really hope you guys do enjoy this. And if you do, make sure you give me a big thumbs up. Also, if you're new, I would love if you would consider subscribing and hitting the bell right next to it so you're notified every time that I upload. All right, dolls, let's jump right in. So starting out with this galvanized planter, this one is so easy, you guys. So I picked up this planter that has the roped rim around it from Dollar Tree a while back. And then I found these stencils. So I have found this new store called Pop Shelf near me, and they have this crafters corner area thing. It's actually really nice store. It's like a mix between Dollar Tree, Dollar General, Family Dollar, Big Lots, all that. It's really nice. So I found this pack of stencils. It was just $1 and they say they have about 30 different styles in there. So I chose this like greenery kind of shape one, and I'm just using some white chalk paint as well as a little like foam stippling brush for it. And then I just kind of taped it on there and started just stippling in my paint over the stencil. And then some of my twine was coming off of the planter, so I just hot glued it down. But all I did was just tape it down every little bit of a way and then started to stipple it. Now I wanted to do different like heights and just get nice dimension on here. So I would do like the full stencil, then I would do half of the stencil, then I would just do like maybe a couple of the greenery looks on it. But I really love how this turned out. It was so easy, you guys. You guys see how easy this is. And I just went all the way around until I was satisfied with the look of it. Once I was done with that, I decided to get some little like dots on this planter. So I took one of these like chippy brushes from Dollar Tree and I just put some white paint in the top of the paint thing. And it was just acrylic paint, and then I just made dots all around by just kind of flicking the paint on it. And I love how this turned out. I just put some greenery that I had on hand in it, but you can do whatever you want, whatever kind of florals. I just love this everyday year-round decor planter.
Work real hard. I know you want it to be easy, so let your guard down. And I say, see it in your mind, trust that.
I'm making this shiplap shadow box sign. So from Dollar Tree, I have this shadow box sign with this wood frame, as well as some more of the stencils from Pop Shelf that I picked up. Now I removed everything from the shadow box, the teeth hanger, the tag, and the little animals inside. I will say, you guys, I changed my mind on this one. And I'm just going to take you through the whole process because you guys know me. I like showing everything in my crafting so that, you know, it's not always just come easy to me. I always change my mind and it's just always something else going on. All right. So after I take everything apart, I cover the front with some brown craft paper, and then I paint my now front with my hazelnut chalk paint. And then I paint the frame, like the wood frame, using my mineral chalk paint. I just got some more mineral chalk paint, so I painted that all the way around on the inside, the outside, and on top of it too. So I did 2 coats of that mineral chalk paint, and then I took my chippy brush and some white chalk paint and started to give my sign a little bit of distressing. This is where it got a little bit dicey, you guys, because in my mind I already knew that I wanted this to be a white sign, so I'm not sure why I grabbed the hazelnut. But anyways, I chose the phrase "home is where our story begins" from that stencil pack, and then I started to stencil on my ink chalk paint. Now I absolutely love this phrase. I love the print of it, like the writing. I love everything about it, but I did not love it on the front of this sign with the hazelnut and the white distressing. It looked nice if I had like a black border. But then I hot glued it onto the frame, which was mineral. And the colors were clashing for me. It wasn't doing it for me. I looked at it and you guys know me. I got to look at it, step away for a second, just finish it and see what I'm going to do. So I put my little greenery pieces there and I'm just kind of staring at this like, what, Amber, what are you doing? Like, what's happening? This isn't it. So I just kept going and I took my finger sander, sanded down my frame because I knew I wanted to get more of a weathered look on it. And I'm just looking at this like, girl, are you sure about this? And I just wanted my frame the way that I wanted it. And I just kept going with the sanding. And then I was like, nope, this isn't it. Nope. Put the sander down and take this thing apart. So that's what I did. I took everything apart, took off the florals, took it out of the box and everything and started over. And I painted over it with white, but I did sand it down first so that way I can get just a smoother like surface on it. So I went back over it with my white chalk paint and I gave it about 2 coats. So then I went in a completely, totally different direction. I took my Cricut ruler and then just measured out some faux shiplap lines, right? And I think it was like an inch in between, maybe 2 inches in between, and just took my little scoring knife and just did it through there. Then I put the stencil back on, went back over it with my ink chalk paint. After it dried, I pulled it up and this is the look that I was going for. Absolutely loved it. To match my frame, I sanded down the sign as well after it dried. Hot glued it back into the frame, put my florals back in, and I absolutely love this. Sometimes the first try doesn't always get you there, but I will always get there and you guys will too. I absolutely love this. This is probably one of my favorites so far. I just love the whole farmhouse look to this.
'Cause you can make it too. If not says who. Yeah, you can make it too. If not says who. You can make it. You have.
So today I am part of a group collaboration hosted by Sarah over at Pajama Crafts. If you guys don't know who she is, go ahead and check out her channel. She does some really great high-end shabby chic, shabby farmhouse chic DIYs, and she brought a group of really talented crafters. So I'm super excited to be collabing with them today, and you guys are going to get tons of inspiration. So make sure you check out all of the videos in this playlist. I will have that in my description box below, as well as everybody else's channels. If you come from the playlist or any of these other ladies' channels, hello and welcome. My name is Amber. I'm so happy that you have decided to watch my video. I really hope you do enjoy it and get some great inspiration. Leave me a comment below just saying hi and letting me know what might be your favorite today. All right, dolls, let's go ahead and get back into the video. Next up, we're making this Decor Clock, and I have been wanting to make this for a long time. Yes, that's Caleb's hand trying to grab my stuff. So from Dollar Tree, I'm using the wood block and a dowel rod. From Walmart, I'm using this circular wood thing, and it was only 98 cents. And then I'm going to paint that using some white acrylic paint. I was running out of white chalk paint and it was getting real clunky, so I had to start using my acrylic paint until I get some more chalk paint. So I just painted the front and the back to that, and I gave everything 2 coats, and then I gave my decor block, the wood block, 2 coats of my ink chalk paint. Then I also gave this some faux shiplap lines on here as well, and I did about, for this is a Dollar Tree ruler, and I measured it on like the number 3, and I don't think that's 3 inches. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, that's what I did. And then I took some mineral chalk paint and a brush that I had, like a small paintbrush, and then I just started putting a little bit of some distressing lines on there just so I can get some heavier parts. And then I took a chippy brush and then started to distress it more. Then I took my sanding block and started to sand it. So I'm just kind of going back and forth until I get the desired look that I want in as far as like a distressed clock look. That's what I'm going for. And then when you do those heavier pieces or those heavier spots with the paintbrush, it makes it look a little bit more weathered and a little bit more realistic. Now these Roman numeral numbers, Yeah, I picked these up from Plaid online. You can probably find them in your local Walmart, but I wasn't able to. But online, they were only $1. And so I bought those, and then I just took those apart. It looks like you can kind of just tear them off, but you can't. So that's why I had to cut them off with my scissors. And then I just put a little bit of dab of hot glue on the back of them to put them down, because if you put too much, it'll seep through and it'll really just show everywhere. So just put a little bit of hot glue on it. Once all of those were set down to the place that they needed to, I took some of these skewers that I have on hand. You can get them from Dollar Tree. I cut those down the sides to make sure that they were the right length for me, and then I painted them black. As those are drying, I'm going to take this dowel rod, because this is where my clock face is going to stand up against. So what I'm doing is making sure I'm measuring out to see how high I want the clock face to be. And then I decide to just go ahead and cut this dowel rod in half. It'll be a lot easier for me to work with and everything like that. Now, it took me a couple of tries to glue it on the back to make sure I got the right height and make sure that they were even. So I just kind of hot glued them halfway up on the clock face. And that's pretty much it for that one. And then after my little hands are dry, I just put another small dab of hot glue on them, randomly placed them. I absolutely did not place them on like the right part for like the time or whatever, but hey, that doesn't matter. And then I just hot glued the longer piece on top of the smaller one. Then I just assembled the clock face on top of the block by just putting some hot glue on the dowel rods and let it stand in place. And this is how it turned out. I absolutely love this. I think it's so pretty. I've been wanting to do something like this for a long time, and just adding that little garland on there just brings it all together. You can put whatever you want on it, but I really love this piece.
And filled your mind with doubt. You want to stay chill right now, and don't let your eyes off the prize. I know you.
Next, I'm making this really pretty and easy rope decor basket. So from Dollar Tree, I took some of the white nautical rope as well as this brown basket. They have these out. I was just able to get these this year. I showed this in my haul, and I just knew I needed to remake a couple of these. So what I did is just cut out like 2 of the rows of the bamboo. I did it 2 different ways. Yes, those are Caleb's hands. He thinks it's playtime with me right now. But anyways, I did this 2 different ways where I cut it in one spot and then I tried to fish it through. It was a little bit difficult to get it through. So the other way that you can do is just cut down little pieces and then just take them out of the holes. That might be a little bit easier than trying to struggle through and keep this whole, because I always try to reuse pieces that I take off of different objects, different items. So that way, you never know what you can reuse in another craft or another project. So I took off 2 of the rows in the middle of the basket, and then I unraveled the top. So there's 2 pieces on the top, and they're just kind of tucked under. And this is what it looks like once I am complete with that. I know definitely that I'll probably reuse the top pieces. But this is what I'm talking about, the second piece where you just keep cutting a little bit and then just removing all the smaller pieces. That might be the easiest way to remove these bamboo pieces. Once that was all done, I took my nautical rope and I started to fish it through. Now, at first I was going to fish it through and skip 2 openings, but it just didn't look right. So all I did was fish in and out every single one. As you can see here, I'm just going in and then pulling it all the way through and then fishing it out, and just keep going all the way around. So I went all the way around 3 times on here. So there are 3 rows of this rope in those 2 openings. And the way that I did it is I alternated. So you never have one that is the same on top. I really hope that I'm explaining this right, but it kind of looks zigzaggy and it looks like it is braided in that way. Yes, those are Isaiah's hands because he was sitting on my lap because he was whining. It was after dinner and he just, wanted to be on my lap before bed. But yeah, so as you can see here, it's kind of, the opposite So I really hope I'm explaining this right, and I hope you guys can get it. And then at the end, when I'm done, I just kind of hot glue it down inside of the basket and then just cut it down where I needed it. And then I took that same rope and then hot glued it over the top of the basket. Now, I only used one 11-foot nautical rope for this, and I still had a tiny piece left over. So you don't have to use two. One will do you just fine unless you're doing multiple baskets. I did two, but I'm just showing you the one here. And then I just cut it down and then hot glued it into place. Now, it looks a little funky and wonky where the rope is cut because this one unravels quite a bit. So I just kept hot gluing it until I got it to stay down. Then I took this brown faux leather that one of my sweet subscribers sent me. Hey, Christy girl. And then I just kind of folded it at the end to give it more of a realistic look, and then hot glued it to the rope and the basket. And I did both sides like that. And then I measured it out so I can get the same length and the same size on the other side of the basket with the second handle. Once I got that second handle on, that is it for this one. So easy, so much fun to make. You can put whatever you want in here. I just filled it up with some burlap that I had on hand, some greenery, and my little coasters that I made in my last DIY video. Absolutely love this. So cute, and you can do so much with it with doing different colors for paint, different rope colors, different leather colors. Absolutely love this one too.
And I said, see it in your mind, trust that, have what it takes inside, 'cause you can make it too, if not says who.
Alright dolls, that's all I have for you today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give me a big thumbs up. Also remember, go down to the playlist, make sure you check out everyone else's videos. Subscribe if you haven't already. Be blessed, stay safe, and I will see you on the next one. Bye! Dollar Tree DIYs for you. Yeah, you guys don't see any sweet faces today. So weird. They're home, okay? They're here like right now. I'm in my craft room alone. I got my door closed because Isaiah is currently watching Baby Shark, and it's blasting on like 2 to 3 TVs in the house. It's like really ridiculous. So he's just running from room to room to watch the Baby Shark compilation videos on YouTube. It's really loud, so he's out there, so he doesn't care what I'm doing. And then Caleb is eating lunch. He's like, no, mommy, I'll do your intro later. I'm like, no, just next time. I was like, you don't have to do it. He said, but I like to, but I don't want to right now. Caleb turned 5, and he is like a whole nother person. Like, he's developing into who he's going to be. And it is hilarious to see and like hear him like dictate and like verbalize how he's truly feeling, what's going on. It's amazing. It's really funny though, because he be checking us. All right. I need to go to the grocery store. We have